Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk in depth about my wisdom teeth removal. So if you've watched my last video, you'll know that I had 8 teeth out. 4 of them were my wisdom teeth and I was put fully asleep under general anaesthetic for that. And I said in my last video as well that I wanted to do this video to, get the opportunity to actually talk more in depth and properly, because watching back the last video, like, my speech was so much worse. I had that lisp, that really annoying lisp, which is thankfully kind of gone. I feel like it's not fully there, but it's a lot better than it was. But yeah, I said I wanted to do this video, so I'm finally sitting down and getting around to making this video for you. I also asked you to leave any questions you had in the comments, and I got a few off a person, so I'm going to answer them as well. So yeah, just like a little brief overview in case any of you didn't watch my last video or don't know. I got 4 of my wisdom teeth out, and I got 4 extra extractions as well, because I'm getting braces in literally 3 days now, which is crazy to me. Yeah, it was under general anaesthetic and it probably took the bones of a week to feel kind of a little bit more normal than I did, and it probably took 2 weeks to 3 weeks to kind of 4 weeks really to eat proper food like the way I was eating before. And still now I can't open my jaw like as wide as I could. I know that's really weird to say, but it's been like over a month now and I still can't really open my mouth as wide as I could. But apart from that, everything's healed really well, thank God. I got no dry socket, which I heard is meant to be excruciating. All the extraction sites, they all healed really well. I mean, I think they've healed really well. I haven't been to the dentist since. As I said, I'm getting braces in 3 days, so I'm sure she'll tell me if they've healed or not, but they don't hurt anymore. I can eat whatever I want. Back eating everything that I ate before the surgery, so like crackers, hard food, pizza, the kind of more difficult foods. Just had a little bit of issues there. I had to relocate back to my bedroom and my battery died on my camera, so while I was waiting for it to charge, I made myself a cup of tea. Yeah, it doesn't matter because it actually looks a little bit cozy here anyway. But back to what I was saying. So yeah, I was on a waiting list for about 5 or 6 years because it is through the HSE, so it did take a long time for them to actually give me a date and get me all set up and things like that. So this time last year I went for like my pre-op appointment consultation, and I just filled out forms, general questions, type medications that I'm on or not on, yeah, specifics like that. And then probably like a year to the date was when my actual surgery was scheduled for. It was done in Cork University Hospital, and when I went in there I did not realise how big that the hospital was, because I've never been in there before, so I didn't know what to expect. I did not have a clue where to go. I looked for kind of like the dental part of the hospital, and when I went in there they said that no, you're in the wrong place. Because my appointment was under general anaesthetic, I have to go to a different department to try and find the general anaesthetic clinic part of the hospital. I don't know. So they told me to go to reception, which I did. I went to reception. They didn't know where I was supposed to be either. I had my letter and I said I was scheduled for my appointment at 11:30, blah blah. They didn't have a clue where to tell me to go, so I was like, right, well, this is just great because now I'm going to be late for my appointment. And I was just like, what if they can't take me anymore, blah blah blah. So eventually I found these really nice nurses that were definitely on their lunch break, which I felt so guilty about because I know obviously they're rushed off their feet as it is, and them to try and help me was just really nice. So they eventually told me what corridor to go down. They actually brought me to the corridor, which was really nice of them. And when I got to that corridor, I still couldn't find the place, and there was like a construction worker kind of doing something to the corridor. He asked me was I okay, and then he finally pointed me in the right direction. And when I got there, it was really strange because it was basically like a corridor that was kind of, it looked like it was still getting work done to it. So I thought I was in the wrong place. There was like a treadmill kind of thrown up against the wall, and I could see a girl in the recovery room. Obviously she was just after getting her wisdom teeth out, and she was just lying in the hospital bed, and I was like, I'm definitely in the wrong place. Like, I'm in a recovery room, I shouldn't be here. I was standing there for ages and I was like freaking out now because I could see this girl, and she looked, I mean, she was just out of surgery, so she looked kind of, not the greatest. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I can't do it. I really just wanted to run out of the hospital and go home. I was like, I can't do it. And then eventually a nurse came out and she was like, oh, are you okay? Where are you meant to be? So long story short, I had to go back to the reception to go through admissions. I had to fill out forms there, and then I had to bring my folder from admissions back to where I was supposed to be. And that, I'm not joking, I was running around the hospital for about 45 minutes before I actually was where I was meant to be. I had to bring in a urine sample. They took that off me, and a really nice nurse was taking my blood pressure, and I think is it your oxygen that's on your finger? And she couldn't get my heart rate down because I was absolutely petrified, and she tried about 3 times. She just couldn't get it down, and she was like, look, it's fine, I'm just gonna say that you're really nervous, and we're gonna you know, progress. And I was like, oh my god. She was trying to calm me down. She was like, deep breaths, and that wasn't working. I was freaking out. So then the surgeon or the dentist, whatever, I'm not really sure what they are, I guess the surgeon, she came out, she spoke to me, and she was, you know, talking me through the operation. She was just talking to me about the tooth that was really close to the nerve that, like, you know, might have permanent nerve damage and so on. So she talked me through all of that, and that's when I asked her to do the 4 extra extractions, which I wasn't sure they were going to do because I knew that the 4 wisdom teeth were going to be kind of tricky enough as it was, and as I said, it was through the HSE, so they didn't have to do that for me at all, which they did. I was so thankful for, because it just means it speeds up my whole braces process, you know, I can get the braces on now. But anyway, then the anesthesiologist came out, spoke to me, taught me through what was going to happen, and I just told her how nervous I was, and that was that. One of the nurses came back out to me and said, right, we're going to take you in now. And I was expecting to be put into like a gown, put into a hospital bed, and they were going to wheel me into theatre, but no, I literally walked into the theatre room, had my rucksack still on my back, my coat, my shoes, everything on, and I walked into the theatre room, and I'm not going to lie to you, that was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying, because there was like probably about 10 different surgeons just standing all around this bed, and then the big, obviously, theatre lights just shining down onto the bed, and I was like, oh my god, this is where they're gonna cut my teeth out. And I was like, oh my god. So I froze, and the nurse was like, no, you're fine, you can hop up onto the bed. And I was thinking, I have my shoes on. So I started taking my shoes off. She's like, no, you can leave everything on. I was like, okay. So I just gave her my bag, hopped up onto the bed, kept my shoes on, kept all my clothes on, and they put the blanket over me, and she started like strapping my legs in. And I was like, okay. So I just closed my eyes because I didn't want to see anything. I didn't want to know what they were doing. I kept my eyes closed. They put the oxygen mask onto my face, and the anesthesiologist put, oh my god, what's it called? I can't remember the name. Basically like a drip thingy that they feed the anaesthetic through to knock you out, to put you to sleep. And I remember that kind of like a little bit of a pinch, because obviously the skin in your hands are so thin. It was a little bit of a pinch, and they just told me to breathe in the oxygen. I was breathing, kept my eyes closed, and I could hear her say, right, we're going to give you the, you know, medicine now to basically make you go to sleep. And gone. I forgot to mention that just before I fell asleep, they actually strapped my 2 arms in as well. So my legs were strapped in, my arms were strapped in, and I was like kind of strapped to the bed, which I have really bad claustrophobia, and I tried not to freak out because I was, you know, constricted into this bed. But obviously they have to do that because you're asleep. You don't want your arms like falling off the bed or like flailing around, I don't know, when you're asleep. But at that stage I was on my way to falling asleep anyway, so it didn't really bother me. The only way I can describe for me being put to sleep was my eyes were closed anyway, so I just felt like pins and needles going from like the bottom of my face all the way up, and then I was gone. Then I was asleep. I was terrified for being put to sleep, and it was actually grand. Like, it was actually kind of nice because you don't feel anything. It's not scary. I thought it would be terrifying. I didn't try and like fight it, which I thought I would, but like obviously it's medicine to knock you out, so you can't really fight it. Like, you're gonna fall asleep. So yeah, the next thing I remember was waking up. Sorry if I keep looking over here, I have all my notes on my phone and I'm just making sure that I don't forget anything. So I woke up and I could hear all the nurses kind of just walking around me, and I was obviously in the recovery room then, and I could hear them saying like, take her blood pressure again, blah blah blah. I think one of the surgeons came in to check on me. He asked me was I okay, and I was like, I can't see. Obviously my eyes were just after opening and I thought I couldn't see, but I could, it was fine. Then the nurses, you know, they were coming around to check on me. They tried to take the oxygen, so I still had the oxygen mask on me when I woke up. They tried to take it off me and I was just like coughing. I don't know why I was coughing. I tried to Google it after. Apparently it's when fluid kind of gets into your lungs, and it's actually good that you do cough because it's good to get all that fluid out of your lungs. And the nurse tried to give me like a little cup of water to see if I could drink it, and the first time I remember basically nearly choking on the water. I don't know why, I couldn't swallow it. My throat was numb, obviously from the type of surgery that I had. So she was like, look, it's fine, it's grand. So she put the oxygen back on me and I was chilling like, I don't know what. It was the nicest feeling ever, which is weird to say because that was the part that I was most afraid of. I thought when I woke up that I would be like out of it. I thought I'd be freaking out. I thought that it would just be horrible, but it was, I've never felt as relaxed in my life as I did in that moment. I don't know, did they give me something through the drip to kind of calm me down? I have no idea. But I was so relaxed. I felt like the bed was so comfy. But they didn't leave me there for long. She came back, checked me again, took the oxygen off me again and tried to make me drink a second time. And then that time I could actually swallow the water, I could drink it, and then they kind of kicked me out as soon as possible. So yeah, as soon as I could swallow that water, they took the blood pressure thingy off me. They took the little clip for your finger. I think, as I said, I think that's oxygen. They took that off me. They took the actual oxygen mask off, and that's when they rang Jared and said that I was good to go, ready to go home, to come and get me in about 20 minutes. Jared went to get my painkillers first, I think, and he had to ring them to say he was outside the little theatre room. He pulled up in the car and they wheeled me out in a wheelchair, which I was so excited because I've never been in a wheelchair before. Not that I wanted to be in a wheelchair, but I don't know, it just felt kind of nice to have someone looking after you and like pushing you along the corridor, you know. I felt like it was a main character moment. So yeah, they wheeled me out of the car, got into the car, and yeah, the rest is history. You can watch my vlog, my last video, to see what happens after that. I got a smoothie on the way home and it was just recovery time. But yeah, that was literally it in a nutshell. I'm gonna read out the questions that I got in the last video now as well. So this person said that they're dreading getting 4 of their wisdom teeth out next month. A few questions. What was the scariest part about being put to sleep? So as I said, I was absolutely terrified. First of all, I hope me talking through it kind of helps you a little bit, but honestly the scariest part for me was definitely the lead up to the surgery, and like just before, and also walking into the theatre room. I thought it was very overwhelming, you know, seeing everyone kind of in their scrubs, seeing the bed that's, you know, all laid up for you. And yeah, I did find that scary, I'm not gonna lie, but it could be different for you. The actual being put to sleep was really nice, and a lot of people said that and I was like, yeah right, how could being put to sleep feel nice? But it was just kind of relaxing, and then waking up was relaxing again. So yeah, being put to sleep, honestly, if your experience is anything like mine, it was nearly enjoyable. The second question they asked was it pretty fast to fall asleep? Yes, I felt like it was. The minute she said that so she puts the drip through your hand, and I think she obviously like connects it all up. That takes like a little while, so I was just lying there trying to take deep breaths of the oxygen, and she just said, okay, we're going to give you the medication now, and within 5 seconds, maybe about 5 seconds, I was fully asleep. And was there a lot of people in the dental room with you when they were starting the procedure? For me, there was. I don't know why. They could have been in training, or maybe they were like student surgeons, I'm not sure, but there was at least about 10 different people in the room with me, and also the nurse that walked me in as well. but I assumed she left after I was asleep. But yeah, there was quite a lot of people, and that's what kind of scared me the most, because I was kind of thinking like, Jesus, why are all these people in here for me when it's only, you know, wisdom teeth removal? It's not like it's open heart surgery or something. But as I said, they could have been in training, they could have been practicing or watching, I'm not sure. They didn't really address the fact that there were so many people in the room. They just wanted to be on the bed as quick as possible. But yeah, the hospital that I was in, the nurses were so nice. Like, I cannot big them up enough. I kind of wish that I went back and gave them like a little gift or a little card or something, because the nurse that walked me in, like, she really helped me to stay calm. She was the one who strapped me into the bed, she gave me the blanket, you know, she talked me through everything. She was telling me that everything is normal, everything's okay, and she was just really reassuring. And when I woke up, the nurses were lovely as well. They were, you know, wiping the blood away from my mouth. I did have a little bit of a nosebleed because they told me that they were going to put tubes up my nose, which would go down into my lungs, which would obviously breathe for me while I'm in surgery. You know, I probably couldn't breathe through my mouth because there was a lot going on. But I don't know if that's for everyone. I know that they can put like tubes down through your throat to breathe, or I don't know, but just that's what they told me, that they were going to put tubes up my nose and that it might cause a little bit of a nosebleed, which it did when I woke up. It was just like dry blood. It wasn't bleeding, like, it was just dry blood. And the nurse just wiped that away for me. She took my little drip out of my hand and she was the one who wheeled me out, and they were really nice. The surgeon was lovely. The anesthesiologist was so nice. I think, you know, that's part of their job, to reassure you, to try and calm you down. So honestly, I know you're terrified, and I was terrified. There's nothing that anyone can tell you to kind of calm you down or to reassure you. But as I said, my experience was actually not that bad at all, and I'm the biggest scaredy cat in the world. So if I can do it, I know you can do it, and you will do it, and you'll be recovered in about a week, and you'll be eating everything in about 2 weeks. So yeah, if you want to see, you know, my vlog, I think I vlogged for about a week. You can check out my last video, as I keep saying. And I really hope that this video helped someone, maybe if they're getting their wisdom teeth out soon. And yeah, if you have any more questions, don't be afraid to leave them in the comments and I'll answer them for you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope this video helped, and I will see you in my next video. As I said, braces in about 3 days. I'm going to vlog the whole thing, so don't forget to subscribe so you can follow along my journey of these teeth. These are my gaps from the 4 extra teeth that they took. You can't really see my wisdom teeth. Well, obviously they're gone, but you can't see like the extractions. But yeah, everything is healing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!